The instructions for any landform they ask. कोई भी landform पूछेगा. Okay, 4 or 5 things. Number 1, you need to describe the landform. What does it look like? Talk about the agent and the processes involved. Agent and the processes involved. You must have a diagram, okay, or maybe diagrams 1 or 2, whatever you want. Fourth, you must relate that with some applied aspect. It could be in terms of resources, it could be in terms of maybe agriculture, how it impacts maybe land use patterns, land use. It could impact maybe water. Kuch ek applied aspect hoga if you can. And if there is some scope, see if you can compare with something. Compare with some other landform which is related. For example, they ask you something on the spits. You write a few words on bars. You write a few words on tombolos. They ask you about, say, craters. You can always discuss, okay, sinkholes. You can discuss craters because of meteorite impact. Volcanic crater pucha, compare with. If they ask you something related to karst, you can relate that with thermocast of the periglacial conditions. Okay? So remember this, ये broad आपका format बन सकता है, like a guideline for any answer on landforms. The question we asked was the biscuit tray topography. The biscuit tray topography. So describe it. What is it? It is the landform of glaciated regions. Okay. It has features associated with mountain slopes. And the biscuit topography जो है, tray topography में 4-5 चीजें होती हैं. There are cirques, there are arides, there are horns, okay. There are tarn lakes. So series of arides. यहाँ पर भी there are arides here. The depressions, the tarn lake. Okay, there could be a depression, the tarn lake here. So from the top, it looks like, okay, a box of biscuit. So this is an arid here, depression of tarn lake, arid here, beach में horns हैं आपके. Okay, from top it looks like this. Okay, you describe that. What are the processes associated? What are the processes? Basically, 3 processes operate here, and they all are related to glaciation. One is the plucking action by the glaciers. Number 2 is frost shattering. You also have the fluvio-glacial processes. As the meltwater runs off, fluvio-glacial processes. If you can add maybe 1 paragraph on how cirques are formed. Okay, when the glacier is moving on the slopes, the cirque is scooped out. Okay, so that's also part of the glacial scouring action. Glacial scouring, scouring. It's like the glaciers are digging out, okay, the depression. So plucking action kya hota hai? Basically, the big boulders, they are pulled out. A frost shattering is freeze and thaw. A fluvio-glacial process, as the water melts down, the sediments get removed. And the glacial scouring, scouring, glacial scouring. Yeah, aberration bhi hoga, but ye 4 main processes hain. Okay, now the diagrams you can have a look in the textbook. Now, in terms of comparison, okay, so these areas have high relief features. Okay, these are uneven. A series of basins hain, elevations hain. A series of basins, series of elevations. Okay, there are lakes in between. the lakes in between. So this is not same, okay, but a glaciated landscapes mein, you also find what's called as knob and kettle landscape. This is typical of the fluvio-glacial plains because of the meltwaters, because of the depositions, okay, such as eskers, okay. So they'll form knob and kettle series of ridges. Okay, do you have some lakes, series of ridges, you have some lakes. Open your glaciation wala chapter in your Savindra Singh, ye sare terms hain usme. Okay, yahi knob and kettle lake, it might look something like basin and the ridge topography. So elevations, depressions, okay, they're not exactly same, but okay, these are comparable ones. So your biscuit egg topography is high relief, variations, uneven surfaces. Now these type of locations, they do not serve much for human occupation, because high altitude hota hai, high altitude, you have uneven topography. These areas will not have soils. Okay, so these are not really conducive for human occupations. Germany mein, downstream, northern Germany mein, downhill, there's an area called as Geest, G-E-E-S-T. Ek area hai Germany mein called as Geest. Geest are badlands. The Geest locations are badlands because of the glaciation processes. So jahan par bhi glaciation process hua hai, those areas generally are badlands. They will not have good soils for cultivation. Okay, rough topography hoga, not really soil because of the frozen conditions underground, cold conditions hoga. So something of that kind. Geest areas of Germany are not good for cultivation. Okay, so ye geest to nahi hai, but then just know this, not the best one for any type of human occupation. Okay? So I repeat, what is it? Describe it. Okay, how is it formed? What type of features? Iska aap ek do diagram bana sakte. You can make a diagram of this. You can make a diagram of this. You can show a Tarn lake for that matter. You need not show the entire biscuit egg topography. Okay? So that's question number 1. Question number 2. Any questions here? They're not same, Samarth. I said no, compare karne se kya hoga na, you have a sense of some content which is analytical. Okay, whatever you remember, jo bhi aayega, invariably some landform or the other has some similarities. If you can remember, good for you. Basin ridge topography bahut tareh ka hota hai. Basin ridge can be because of faulting also. Jaise ki aapka western US mein you have ridge, so wahan par it is because of rifting. So imagine this, then you have got this, you have this, it's a faulting hua hai. So this is ridge basin topography. So aise bahut sare features hote hain. Okay, so knob and kettle are something like this, but glaciation mein hai. So usme waise ridges, knobs and eskers with a lake in between, knob elevations, hills and a lake in between. ठीक है, so biscuit egg topography भी दिखता ऐसे नहीं है, but there are elevations, there are depressions, elevations and depressions. कहीं पर भी नहीं, only for glaciation, only for glaciation. छोड़ दोगे और क्या? मैं क्या guess कर सकते हो बताओ? You can't guess this. उसमें impossible है, और जो वक्त ज़ाया होगा 5, 6, 10 उससे कहीं और लगा लो. Did you have any idea on this? छोड़ देना और क्या? अगर थोड़ा बहुत नाम समझ में आ रहा है, you can guess, then guess it. Random guess का क्या मतलब है? If I have not heard the word called drumlin, what can I guess? छोड़ दो उसको. Okay, but then say pseudo volcanic features. फिर भी मैं सोच सकता हूँ ना क्या हो सकता है. तो 1-2 पैराग्राफ चलेगा उसमें. But I don't think you can do much guesswork here. एक तो मार्क्स मिलेगा नहीं, ब्लफ करोगे, गुस्सा अलग आएगा और वक्त आपका खराब हुआ. ठीक है? But I think जो भी tricky words था, I have covered that in the class now. So please revise all of that. उससे अंदर आएगा तो please attempt. Which type of rock? Glaciate, any rock. Okay, Gautam, glaciation process does not depend on the rock types. कुछ भी rock हो, okay, it will form these features. कंप्लीटिंग द पेपर, तो इसका मतलब है सामर्थ आप इनफ प्रैक्टिस करके नहीं जा रहे हो, एंड यू आर नॉट राइटिंग okay after having memorized the answers. This is 100% sure. अगर आप पहली बार लिख रहे हो और मेमोराइज कर रहे हो, एग्जामिनेशन में इम्पॉसिबल टू कंप्लीट द पेपर है. नॉट जस्ट ज्योग्राफी, जीएस में वही होगा. यू हैव टू मेमोराइज द आंसर्स एंड द कंटेंट पहले से, एंड आई हैव डिस्कस दोस पॉइंट्स. तो कुछ डॉट्स होना चाहिए था आपका. यू लाइक प्रैक्टिस सामर्थ, देयर इज नो शॉर्टकट ऑन दैट.